That was the scene after the Pitt Panthers took down number 25 Florida State this weekend. Their head coach, Pat Narduzzi, joining me now. Coach, it is always good to see you, but really fun to talk to you, especially after that win over Florida State. Just take me, first of all, through your perspective. When you see these guys that have worked so hard throughout this season, the first half of it, get a win like that, and you look around and see them celebrating, what's that like for you?
We talk a lot about the celebration. We had a couple tough weeks in a row. Started off strong, had a couple weeks in a row, and I was trying to teach them hey, what it is like to have a lot of fun. And I said, we got to have this feeling in the locker room, but to have the fun we did after the game, on that field, in that locker room, even on the airplane back to Pittsburgh, it was enjoyable. And I want our guys, it's so hard to get wins that you want to, teach them how to enjoy it, because sometimes I don't enjoy them as a head coach. Sometimes you just got to take time just to try to get loose and have fun.
You look like you were having a lot of fun there, which is fun to see. And I know it would even been more fun at home with your crowd, but you guys did have a good crowd that traveled there. Take me through the second half, Coach. You guys are down 7 at the half and then come out and win this game. What was your message to really get them through this?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing was it was kind of like what we did, not what they did to be down 7 at half. It was upset at the end of the half, giving up a big pass. We lost contain on the quarterback, gave up an explosive play for a touchdown. I think a 43-second drive, and didn't need to be done. But told them to stick together. I mean, it's a 60-minute game. We have to finish games. We have to play a great fourth quarter. Obviously, we played well enough to win that game at the end. And Mason Hyde-Shows you see there. It's been playing really good for us.
Coach, he might be one of my new favorite players after his post-game interview, because he was just so full of joy, so authentically himself. I know he's a young guy, but the talent is just so special. What have you seen from him in the last 2 weeks since he became the starter and really grown into this role?
You don't see a 17-year-old that that just got to college here. I think he's a very mature young man, Kelsey. Nothing frazzles him. He's cool under pressure. He's the same guy every single day. There's no mood swings. He's just kind of that same guy that's easy to coach. And, the most impressive thing is he already knows how to prepare. He's a great preparer for the game. I mean, he's in here 9 hours a day. I'm hoping he's going to class. I can't wait to see his fall grades.
Coach, obviously, it's always hard when you make a quarterback change. You guys did it before the Boston College game, and seeing him come out and play like that, we were like, okay, wow, this kid looks really good. But then for him to be able to lead this team on the road against a top 25 team and get a win, what does that do, not just for him, but for this team and the confidence level as a whole?
It does a ton for the conference level. Not only does he lead the offense, but I think he leads the team. I mean, he's kind of on that sideline going back and forth, and people see his energy. The energy you saw in the post game, our guys see in the locker room, they see it practice every day. So he just brings a little bit different attitude to our football team.
That attitude and that enthusiasm that I saw afterwards was not just about the win and definitely not just about himself. But when Desmond Reed walked by him, he was like losing his mind. Like, this guy, having him back, he means everything. You've gotten to know Desmond really well. How special of a talent is he?
Des is special. I mean, he's a really good player. Got to keep him on the field, keep him healthy. He's when he's available, we can be a little bit different football team for sure.
Yeah, we saw LaShawn McCoy tweeting about him this weekend, about how he is one of the best all-around players and needs to be known for that. Your defense is continuing to make strides as well and do great things. I know that's something that you're big on. What part of your defensive performance against Florida State really impressed you the most?
I think really probably the next man up. We had a bunch of guys out on defense, and to be able to control the line of scrimmage like we did for as much as we did, and do the things we weren't perfect on defense by any means, and I really wasn't happy with our defensive performance, to be honest with you. But getting turnovers is obviously critical for us. We got a nice fumble recovery, which was huge when they were driving the ball, and also running the football on us. So there's a lot of things we can do a lot better. I guarantee you that. But really, the next man up, and we played, was maybe our just some down the line defensive ends, some down, we were holding on, and hopefully we'll be a lot healthier this weekend.
Coach, it's the midway point of the season, so we're allowed to say, okay, we're projecting out ahead the second half of the season. I know you're only focused on Syracuse, but when we're looking at your schedule, you've got a tough back half of the schedule. What does the mindset for your team need to be as you guys get ready to approach the second half of the season?
Yeah, it's got to be about, I'm looking at your percentages there. It doesn't look so good at the end of the season there. And again, you're right. I'm definitely focused on Syracuse. I don't look at those chances to win percentages, but we're worried about one at a time. We do a great job game planning. Our kids will come ready to play every weekend. I think that was a great Florida State football team. Mike Norvell is an outstanding coach. You hear stupid rumors out there. People would be crazy to get rid of Mike Norvell. I'll just put it out there. I think he's a heck of a coach. And I think we got a good team too. I don't think they got beat by a slouch. I can guarantee you that.
Coach, I couldn't agree with you more. Very nice of you to make sure that you said that. And what does ESPN Analytics know anyways? Don't worry about that. We've seen what you guys could do. You just proved it this week. Thanks for making time to hang out with us here on ACC PM, and good luck the rest of the way, Coach.
Thanks, Kelsey. Always great to see you. Hail to Pitt.